This is another little clip from Meet the Makers of Block News, and I'm very, very happy to say that I'm right now about to interview Mr. Tom Bean of B0X. Tom, thank you for joining me this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Tom, tell us a little bit about B0X,
Sure.
for those of us
Yeah,
who've
yeah.
never heard of it, and what is kind of your vision for this company?
Sure. So we are fully decentralized. Well, we are the first fully decentralized margin lending and trading platform on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's lending in that users of our protocol can lend out their funds. They have some cryptos just sitting on their wallet. They want to lend them out in a trustless, secure way. They can do that and earn interest. And traders can borrow if they want to bet. They can take out leverage loans basically. So they borrow crypto from like a lender through our protocol, and then they can short it. Like say they want to short Ethereum or short some other Ethereum-based ERC20 token, they can do that, or they can take out a leverage long position and try to turn a profit. And this is all fully decentralized in a trustless way that the funds don't leave their wallets until the actual loan is opened. So it's a much safer way to go about things than doing it on like a exchange, so a centralized exchange.
And what sort of investment opportunities are on the menu here? Everything, stocks, or just in the crypto
No,
world?
just crypto. Right now, we're
Okay.
just on Ethereum. We want to expand to other blockchains, bring in Bitcoin and others later. But right now, any Ethereum or any ERC20 tokens on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay, so let's kind of geek out a little bit. Tell us exactly how it works.
Okay, so we have a series of smart contract. We're a smart contract system that, and then we have a JavaScript library. So if you're, a developer, you can easily integrate with us. And I'm sure a lot of your viewers have heard of ZeroX. That's really what we are. The ZeroX project we drew inspiration from, and we kind of modeled. We're the zero. We see ourselves as the zero X of margin trading and lending. So the way it works is that either a lender or trader can go to a relay that's integrated with us. A relay is like a decentralized exchange that aggregates orders. Like there's a vast zero X ecosystem out there of relays, and some of these relays are also integrating our protocol to add margin lending to their platform. So you go there and you create an order. Say I'm a lender, I want to loan out, say 100 ETH or something like that. I go there and I create the order and I set the terms. I say I want this much interest. I want the loan to last this long, and I set the approvals so the funds can be taken out of my wallet. Then I create the order and it's out there. And then a trader comes along, say they want to borrow that, but say they only say it's a 2-for-1 loan. So you have to put up collateral for the trader. You have to put up something to back the loan. If you're going to borrow the funds, you have to insure it in some way.
Yes.
So the trader, say it's a 2x loan. I'm a trader. I borrow the funds. I put up half of that. If it's I put up 50 ETH and I borrow 100 ETH. And then once I get that, I can short it. I can swap it for DAI or another token. And hope if I'm doing it in that case, I'm hoping the price of Ethereum will go down. I know all of us doesn't want that to happen, but you could be shorting something else as well.
Sure.
So yeah.
And then what's the safety for the person who's putting up their money? You mentioned an insurance or something, but I mean, is it gonna get to the point where you have to be your own bill collector
No. We have a network of margin callers that are incentivized to actually watch the blockchain. They're running scripts that we provide, or they can write their own scripts. It's really easy to develop on top of us. They're monitoring positions, loans that are open, and if a loan goes unhealthy, if the position drops too much, then they call liquidate. And it's kind of like a race condition. They're all trying to call liquidate first, because the first one that gets their liquidate through gets a reward. So they're incentivized to monitor. So our liquidations happen very fast. So if a loan goes unhealthy, it's going to get liquidated very fast. So to ensure lenders get back the full amount that they loaned out.
All right, that sounds very safe,
Yeah.
and that's good to
Yeah.
hear. Tell us a little bit about your management team. Who you got working on your squad over there?
Yeah, sure. So I'm founder and CEO, and I also founded it. I have a co-founder, Kyle Kistner, and he kind of is. He kind of handles he's operations lead, so he kind of handles all the other non-development tasks. Like I built the protocol originally from the ground up, and before we had developers, I was the only one coding it, and I still code it on a daily basis, like developing new things for it. I just it's kind of a passion, and we have some. We kind of have a team that's kind of spread all over the world. We have a few developers in over in Russia, and then we had some developers in Canada, and our attorneys are here in Atlanta, so we're kind of spread all over. Kyle right now is a digital nomad, so he's in I believe he just got to Bangkok. He's going to be there a while, so he kind of just moves around.
Wow, I'm lucky guy. And you're based in Atlanta. Right. Now, can you tell us some of the goals for the company? Like you got 6 months down the road, a year down the road. Like, where do you see this going? Where do you hope it goes? What's your vision for it?
Sure. So we launched on Ethereum back in July, and we've been since then really trying to increase the ecosystem. We have 7 relays that have committed to actually integrating our protocol, so the ecosystem is growing. So I think that the goal is to continue growing the ecosystem, and I'd say in the next 6 months we also want to expand to other blockchains. So we look for some kind of cross-chain projects that we might work with to move to Bitcoin and some of the other blockchains that are non-Ethereum based. So that's kind of our goal, to just grow the ecosystem. Ultimately we want people to be using our protocol and trading, and they want them to be in a decentralized way. Like, we want people to move from traditional exchanges to exchanges that might use us. So, because it's trustless, you don't have to worry about your funds getting hacked, and lenders and traders can breathe easy knowing that there's not going to be some huge hack and they'll lose all their money. So.
Right, and if you're someone like me who has, I don't mean to throw numbers around, but I have over $800 in a savings account, you know what I'm saying? I can't have that stuff hacked, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be safe.
You just throw it into our protocol, and you can earn interest on that while you're just sitting on it. So.
Let me tell you what my bank gives me for interest. My bank's like, here, 0.0004. I mean, it's so low. It's embarrassingly low. So I like any other option I think is good. Tell me personally, for you, what is it from a personal standpoint that drives you to want to do this?
Sure. So I've been a developer. I worked in the private sector for 15 years, and I've been a blockchain enthusiast for years. When Ethereum first launched, it was very interesting to me, and I thought that this is great. I thought it was just very cool that you could actually develop and deploy secure, immutable, trustless apps in the Ethereum blockchain, and that was just very interesting to me. And I'm also been into fintech a long time. I've been a forex trader for over a decade before I got into crypto. So, foreign exchange trading, it's kind of up my alley. Yeah.
That's kind of weird. I don't meet a lot of people who are into foreign exchange trading, really. That's kind of exciting.
Now it's all crypto trading, but I was all forex before crypto. So I've been around fintech for a long time.
So I mean, you have personal investment urges that you want to do. You get a little bit of a gambler inside, obviously, but it seems to me like you also want to level the playing field, and you want to offer a service to people as well, something that they can trust, which is great.
Exactly.
Are there other services that are similar to this, and if so, how does yours differentiate?
Yeah, sure. So there are some other. We do have some competitors out there. I guess Lendroid and DYDX are the biggest competitors right now. They're great products, but I mean, there are some ways we differ. I think one of the main ways we differ is our margin calling system. Like we are, the market's dropping fast. You want to minimize your losses as quick as possible. So if a loan goes unhealthy, we aim to have it liquidated, on the next block as soon as possible. So some of these other projects, they have kind of longer time frames to get for liquidation, and also, in some cases they require the lender to actually monitor positions and liquidate themselves. We want it to be like kind of a set it and forget it type of thing. So if I'm a lender or a trader, I don't want to also have to run a server and be monitoring my own position. I want to just, if I'm a lender, I want to loan out my funds and just kind of forget it and just see the interest come in.
Exactly.
Same with the trader. I mean, yeah, if you're a trader, obviously you want to keep an eye on your trades, but still you don't want to. I mean, it's trustless. So you know it's you don't have to worry as much as you do in on some of these other platforms.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like that. I like that. It sounds like something I could use. Can you tell me how to make $1 million? Go on, tell me.
Yeah, I mean, well, first we need another crypto boom, you know.
Okay, that would
Yeah,
be nice.
this market doesn't make anyone happy we're in, but you know, it's the decentralized ecosystem is growing all the time. It doesn't quite have the volume, obviously, that these centralized exchanges do, but we're hoping to change that. Like we're working with a lot of other projects to try to, you know, keep bringing more people into the decentralized world. So,
How do you go about bringing people in? Like, what's your strategy?
well, a lot of it is user experience. Like if you go out
Yeah.
to like Bitfinex or some of these other exchanges, you know, they have really good UIs, and it's really easy to. I mean, if you're not too worried about getting hacked, you might go out there and like transaction times, like you submit a trade and get filled pretty much right away.
Hmm.
I mean, that's some of the challenges we're facing on the blockchain. You have you know, block times and things aren't instantaneous because it's, you know, that's the nature of the blockchain. So we're you know, we're just trying to improve user experience, make it just as simple, dead simple as possible to use, and also, you know, show people the virtues of a decentralized environment that's safe and trustless. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yes, I love it when you bring in virtue into it. I think that's great. You know, after all, we're
Yeah.
talking because we're talking about banking, but like traditionally we think of banking and we're like, oh, those bankers, don't trust them. You know, I feel like they're always up to no
You
good.
don't have to trust. You don't have to trust us to use us. That's the beauty of it. So
That's amazing. You don't have to
yeah.
trust us to use us. That could be your slogan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to trust us to use us. Oh, B0X. If you guys were a feature film, what would it be?
Oh, a feature film.
Yeah, what feature film best sums up your company, would you say? It's a crazy
Maybe,
question, but I feel like you can handle it.
I guess Braveheart maybe.
Oh, I love Braveheart.
Yeah, yeah. We want, you know, freedom from, you know, tradition, you know, from governments controlling the money. Like we want to, you know, we want everyone to be able to freely swap value with no restrictions and no oversight. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Freedom! Like that's what you must do that every day. You stand on your desk and just yell freedom.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, you're actually adding to a freer world with this service, which is really
Right.
cool,
Yeah.
you
That's
know.
where. Yeah. That's we'd like to think of it that way.
100%. And what's the website they can find you? I have here, is it b0x.network?
It's
What is it?
well, now it's BZX. You can go to B0X. That's our old site. But
Okay.
now it's BZX.network. And that's the website. There's also a portal.bzx.network.
Okay.
So you can go there. And yeah, also, you know, we actually just yesterday started our private pre-sale. I'm not going to shill much for us, but we just, so anyone can go there and buy our token now. It's a utility token for using our protocol.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And you planning on listing the tokens on the exchange?
We aren't seeking, because we're not seeking, you know, we're very highly compliant with the SEC.
All right.
This is not a speculation token; it's a utility token. So we're not
All right.
seeking listings. So
Okay.
I mean, what happens, but we're not seeking it.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing, Tom. I love it. I love what you're doing over there, and I appreciate you coming on Meet the Makers.
Definitely.
And
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
A hundred
Yeah.
percent. We'll have the video up on Block News, and for our viewers, you can find many other videos of people like Tom who are very, very dynamic figures in our culture right now. And so, yeah, we have something to learn. And thank you, Tom, so much.
All right. Thanks. All right. Bye.